All right. Well, I guess,
Hello, we are live. I think we're live.
yeah, we sure are.
We should be.
I
I
think a
think
few of
we,
us clicked it.
few of us clicked it. Hold on, let's make sure we got everybody, everyone here. Well, hello, junkies, and thank you for joining us tonight. It's been a while. I know we said we are going to do these more often, but a couple of us here decided to move and buy a house, and all the equipment kind of got packed away. So
But we're closer to Six Flags, so that's all good.
we are definitely closer. Hello, Mike Burke from the park. Oh, Mike's in the park. That's all.
Ooh.
I'm on the
Hi,
way home
Vita.
from the park.
Hi, James. Thanks for tuning in. Hi, Caitlin. Just a reminder, if you have not registered your name with StreamYard,
StreamYard.
we cannot interact with you. So make sure that you register at streamyard.com/Facebook in order for us to see your name, because otherwise you just show up as a Facebook user and we have no idea who in the world the Facebook user is. So keep that in mind. So if we're not saying hello to you, we're not ignoring you. Hi, Ed. Thanks for joining us this evening. So we have a few things that we do want to talk about here. Just a couple upcoming events first. So we do have the Junkies Picnic coming up on the 21st. So make sure to get your tickets. If you've not purchased them, tickets are going fast. If you need the promo code, message any of us that you see here on the screen, and we will get that promo code sent over to you. And again, it is the 21st. Awesome time. You don't want to miss out. We had a lot of fun, a lot of surprises last year. If you just need the meal ticket because you already have a membership or season pass, it's only like $18.83 for that. If you need the full blown ticket, that includes parking admission, the meal. It also gets you admission into Hurricane Harbor. That's about $56. So again, we can get you those promo codes if you need it. So make sure you get your tickets before they run out, or we run out, I should say. Also coming up and just knocking these out real quick, we have a Coaster Challenge coming up on September. I better look at my notes so I give you the right date here. September 17th, which is ironically the start of Fright Fest. So that is also the first day. You can see Jamie doing the happy dance there because she's really happy about the Fright Fest. Jamie, are you going for every single day of Fright Fest this year? She says yes. We'll take that as a thumbs up. So make sure, if you want to donate to a good cause, you can either participate on your own, form a team, your own team, join the Junkies team that we have out there. If you are a member or pass holder, the minimum to fundraise is only $100. Otherwise, I think it is $150. And then depending on how much you raise, there's different tier levels. So basically, it's doing a 5K at the minimum. But the best part is you don't have to walk. You don't have to run. You just have to sit down in that roller coaster and ride the distance. So it was a lot of fun last year. They're also looking for volunteers. I know a couple of people have expressed interest in volunteering. The link is currently not working off of the Six Flags website. It is active, but when you go out there, there's no, I think it's a Special Olympics site that's having issues. So we'll kind of look in that, make sure we can get that up and running for that. I don't think any other announcements or anything, because we have two main things that we do want to talk about tonight. We want to talk about KINETIC. We've yet to do a review of KINETIC. I know we're down to the last week. Oh, question on from Ashley. How does that work? Do you do one single? You can do multiple. You can ride all the coasters in the park. You're basically given a punch card with the distance on each coaster, and you just have to ride it, whichever coaster. You can even ride, the short ones, Little Dipper, Max Force.
We're going to grab a punch card because we have one handy, believe it or
Okay.
not.
Okay, Sarah's bringing in the punch card now, or she's actually having
My
one
assistant.
of her assistant will be bringing in that shortly, so we can kind of give you the.
So this is a
There you go.
5K punch card. It's kind of there we
Oh,
go.
there you go.
Kind of fun. They just punch every time you go on a ride, and then I don't think I can. Let's see. The distance of the rides are right on there, so you can figure it out. I don't really think they limit you to once you. I mean, this one didn't get punched at all, but they don't limit how many you can go on. It's more of like a time.
Yeah, and that punch card acts as a flash pass for those participating. So when the park initially opens, I want to say they're using the DC Universe area this season as the early entry. So you'll have access to those coasters for about an hour prior to the park opening. But once the park opens, you'll be able to ride any coaster, and you'll see lovely volunteers at the end that will punch your card each time you go through, but that will act as a flash pass. I know the 5K, I believe, is until 1 o'clock, and the further distance you're doing, the longer your flash pass is available. Let's see.
I think volunteering was really fun.
It was.
You get a shirt, you get to you just hype people up when they come off of the ride. It was really, I did Wizard last year. It was fun.
Yeah, I was at Joker. I think, Laura, where were you? Were you Superman or Dark Knight or?
Dark Knight.
Come of both. So generally you'll probably recognize some of the smiling faces of the volunteers who are there. Hi, Rebecca. Thanks for joining us here. So do we want to start talking about KINETIC, or do we want to do Taste of Six Flags first? Mike, it's a tease that you're sitting in Orleans with a venti refresher watching this. Life is good. Well,
I was sitting in the employee lot with a buffalo chicken wrap. That was delicious.
we don't know what's in this cup.
Let's go with Taste of Six Flags since that's fresh in our mind.
All right.
And since it's my name in the live stream.
So Taste of Six Flags just occurred this past weekend. Well, I should say, what was it? Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. With various samples of food from different Six Flags parks. And it was an additional ticketed event. And we did have a Junkies promo code that the park was so great to give us. So instead of paying the $40, we got to pay $30.
And I think it was pretty awesome that they stacked that with the bonus punches for having a membership or season pass. That was really kind of them.
Yes, and it was awesome looking at the point of sale system when they had the placard set up there that actually had our name on it, stating that, you get that discount as long as you had the promo code. So that's kind of neat.
Cool.
Seeing that, and I know we've got a picture of it. I don't know if we ever posted it, but if we didn't, we'll get that actually posted. And the best part was, it wasn't just the food was the best part. It was riding the rides. You had that ERT.
And it was also the characters. And I don't mean us.
Yeah, they were actually costumed ones.
Brent, how many times did you ride some of those
My gosh, let's see. We were on Max Force 7 times in a row, never got off. We moved around, and the ride ops were being super careful but lenient about, you can shift a row. So we got Max Force 7 times, no walkarounds, and then we got over to Bull. And tell me the last time you saw a no wait for the front row. We got on the front row and sat our butts down for 4 full laps. Never got off of front row. So it was just outstanding. And then, of course, I had opportunities for a lot of other rides later. What are the teacups called? Chabasco or something like that? Okay. So I also got, I was given a little one, a young junkie, and I was given strict instructions to not make said young junkie sick, but I may not have followed directions very well.
Did you spin that teacup a little too quick?
A lot too quick, 5 times in a row. And then, I apparently made the young one sick. But nonetheless, incredible time. if you've ever dreamed of renting the park to yourself, if you've ever watched one of those corporations come in for one of those private times and thought, geez, I work for a small company, I wish I was one of them. Oh, this was your chance. Oh, was it your chance? And it was amazing.
Yeah, we were there. We only made it there Saturday due to previous commitments, but we ended up riding Bull 5 times in a row. And we only got off because that was by choice. We could have kept going, but after partying a little much throughout the day, it wasn't the best thing to keep going.
Wow, 8 times. I will say that for people like me who can't really eat late at night, it wasn't the event for me. So I know Jamie graciously invited me out on Saturday. They hadn't have scheduled it at the same time where there was a conducting symposium at Ravinia. I may have gone on an earlier night, but I know a couple people had mentioned that it was a bit disappointing to try to eat that late at night. That's hard for some people.
Yeah, I overcame that challenge myself. I kind of made a marathon out of that too. I had 2 Italian beef, or were they Italian beef? Is that what they were keyed on the menu?
There were Italian beef, there were Italian sausage.
Italian sausage, 2 of each, the Philly cheesesteak, the pickles, the Oreos. I ate enough for a small army. It was a beautiful thing, and I haven't.
I think I just got an ulcer.
Oh yeah.
I will say the brisket nachos.
Oh, the brisket
were probably one of my favorite items off the menu there. That was good. I think. Or was that the pickle spears?
The pickle spears and the mac and cheese were awesome. Not together, but.
And then the jerk chicken. And I even stopped and asked the gentleman who served it. I said, yeah, his thing said he was from Jamaica. And I said, really from Jamaica? He goes, oh yeah, just over here for temporary. And I said, is this really like home? He goes, exactly like home. He goes, this is 100%. I said, not Americanized? He goes, nope, this is exactly like home. And it was amazing. That jerk chicken was amazing.
Yeah, we also tried the beignets they had a strawberry sauce that was available. And after talking to some of the staff at the park, there were some that weren't even aware that they were serving beignets with strawberry sauce until they seen photographs. I do have to give a shout out to the whole culinary team. They did an awesome job with the event and the execution on that. Kudos to you guys. I mean, I witnessed a few of the supervisors, managers. They were just in constant motion.
Yeah, that event was outstanding. I have never attended, and I've been to the other place in the middle of Florida that we generally just don't really draw comparisons. Nothing has topped this. And I've been to some private exclusive stuff down there for ownership and their timeshare and stuff, and nothing was quite like having a full quarter of the park open, all the food, the entertainment, the music, the dancers, the characters. They went off the rails. It was way over the top and great.
Especially the entertainment. You got to figure they performed all day long, and then from the time the party started until 11 o'clock, they were constantly dancing. I don't know how you have that many dance moves to last that many hours. I know I would probably be out of moves in the first about 2 minutes of the event. But yeah, it was fun. Hopefully they bring it back again next year. It was a lot of fun. If you didn't attend this year, definitely give it a try next year.
And the other nice part was that the tickets, if you purchased it on Thursday, and you had remaining punch cards, it went through Saturday. So it wasn't per day. You could use it for the whole weekend.
I thought that was the greatest discovery of the whole thing. Because I was worried about that. I was like, because I was thinking last year that it took us several days to get through our punch cards, or a couple days to get through our punch cards. So I think that was also very gracious and generous of the park to do.
Bella is quick, so if you look the other way, that kid is gone. Anything else with Taste of Six Flags? Any other things that you tried? I mean, the only thing that we had that we weren't really fans of was the festival, which was the fried dough. Thought it was just a little bit on the dry side. mean, it could use some kind of dipping sauce, but then you had the beignets right next to it with the various toppings, so that was kind of understandable. So, other than that, everything I had was good.
I'd like to see more events like
Oh,
this. I know they're an undertaking, but they get us to spend our money, and just have some more like this, because just the festivity and having something special. And then we would love to see some of these dishes show up, maybe, maybe someday in a food truck. Some of the popular ones.
Only thing that I could have hoped for was just the logistics, that there was no drink station. But again, probably a nightmare trying to move an active drink station into that area. Probably a whole lot easier just to say, hey, just walk over there and get it. But aside from that, just everything was perfect. It was just, and I walked into it on Friday night like, what am I doing? Am I really paying? I'm a membership, Diamond Elite VIP, whatever. I've got all this great stuff. Do I really need to spend more money? Oh, I would do it again in a heartbeat. If they threw it again tonight, I'd be there.
Yeah, I'm all for more festivals, but I will say, please do not ever give us the menu that New Jersey had for their event. There was some really interesting dishes I seen on their menu that
I'll make a post later with basically what it looked like is they were told to just make, maybe a chef was okay. So if you've ever watched Top Chef, they did a couple seasons. They've done like a vending machine challenge, or they've done challenges where you can only use like the food that's there. That's pretty much what they must have been told, that they couldn't order any other ingredients, because there were things. It was like avocado mash with the peppers from the beef, and then you make a sandwich out of it. What else?
There was a pizza that had orange chicken on it.
Pizza with hot Cheetos on it.
Yeah, the hot Cheetos.
And they weren't smashed. They were whole.
Yeah, it was just like, let's take these things that we have and these other things that we have, and let's put them together. The only thing that looked appetizing, they had a fruity Pebbles funnel cake, and that looked fun. Although,
yeah, I think there was also like, I saw like a potato chip that was like dipped in, I don't know what it was, black beans. It looked like it came from a baby's diaper. I'm not 100% sure what that dish was, but
sign me up.
I'm just
kindly asking. The decorations for their festival are gorgeous. These rainbow art installations, but that's probably where their budget went. So we are very thankful that we got the good food and we got the amazing entertainment. We got the rides. Theirs was kind of like ours was last year throughout the day. But I think we will do a wall of shame, maybe a post of shame about pull some of those pictures of their food, because it was crazy.
Right. It's kind of, this is what you don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I love that they pulled out the decorations from Holiday in the Park to kind of fest up our area a little.
Those flowers are gorgeous. They were like my favorite, and I would love to see those just hang out all the time because they're really pretty.
I know when Ashley had Bella there, she just loved staring at them. That was her enjoyment during it.
Yeah, they were very nice. I caught myself staring at them for a bit. I think I took a photo or two of them, but taking the photo doesn't do justice. Unless you're going to edit them.
Good to know that there are still some lights and decorations from Holiday in the Park hanging around, right, JB?
Yeah, I feel like Jamie's trying to communicate something here. I feel like this is a message, maybe unspoken.
Jamie, why don't you talk about our event that just passed?
Us nerds had some Holiday in the Park fun, and we loved it. We all met in front by the carousel, and we circled the park to the food court singing Christmas songs. We sang, one of the songs we sang was "I'm Dreaming of Holiday in the Park." And we all had lunch together. I met some new junkies. And then we went and saw KINETIC together, which was great. I think the characters, not the characters, but thank you for joining me, Brent. the entertainers in KINETIC were so excited and so shocked to see us in all of our Christmas gear. And I think that they truly did love it. We did a group picture and we did a train ride in which we sang Christmas carols on the train at every stop so that everyone could see us. And I had multiple people stop and ask me, what our cause was, what we were doing. And I was happy to explain that we were hoping to get Holiday in the Park back on the calendar for us. Maybe not this year, but at some point in the future, next year, let's get it back. It was thoroughly enjoyed. There's not much to do in the winter, and there's many ways that, we would think that we could improve it.
And Sarah's representing there. She's got the blanket. I think singing on the train was probably one of the best highlights, especially when we went past any of the ride queues, especially when you're playing right next to Eagle and Demon, and everyone's like looking.
We brought some smiles to people's faces, and that's what really matters. And we'd like to see, regardless of what happens to the actual event, we'd love to just make it a Junkies event. We were really, it was really fun to connect. I'd like to see more, Junkies family dinners. That was actually one of the highlights for me, is just sitting down and having a meal together in the food court. So having them run out of mac and cheese, descending upon
we put a run on that.
We were singing our Christmas carols into the food court, but we lost half of our parade for the macaroni and cheese line.
and Sarah's past experience working in the park came right back to her when we were in line for the mac and cheese.
I moved
she
the line.
Queued the line to get us out of the midway, and everyone was like, "Okay, we'll move."
Okay, walk through, follow me, and it all came right back. So yes, I did move our line out of the mid. We tried to be very respectful because we are guests in the park, and that was one of the big things. Is this wasn't an official event. This was just kind of a Junkies meetup. We had to be careful not to call it an event because it's park does events. We do meetups, but I think that we struck a real nice balance between, doing something great as a group and spreading cheer and making sure that we enhance the experience of other guests.
Right. And it wasn't, I know some were worried that we were going to do a protest. It was nothing near a protest. We were not protesting.
No, if anything, people were laughing as we were singing Jingle Bells on the train at the Demon Crossing and having a great time with it back.
I know that we were made fun of by one of the other groups out there, but I really don't care. I think they were just jealous.
I'm super nerdy, and I love being nerdy, and
I'm proud of it.
Yeah. So thank you for everyone who came out. If you didn't come out, I know that here comes my cat.
Oh, there we go.
If you've ever been just kind of afraid and shy, just walk with us. Like, we love meeting people, and it's not like an exclusive club. It was Ashley's favorite memories. It's like super memorable, and everything just fell into place. We had a schedule, but once we got to sit down to eat and everyone got their meal, there was it steam drums?
Yeah, we got the bonus shows.
And then we go to KINETIC, and that's perfect. And we come out, take our picture, and the train pulls up. Like, everything was so nice and perfect. And even with the train getting delayed, we were all still able to get like a little bathroom break and then walk over for Party Gras. So it was just fun to do these kinds of things together. And
we even had Santa Claus.
We did have Santa Claus. He was not in full costume because that would be against park policy. But his Santa Claus, he was in his summer Santa gear.
That was a great member of our group.
Yes.
It was a good time. And, like Sarah said, we're probably going to make this more of an annual event, Christmas in July with the Junkies, or something along those lines, we'll call it. But I think you'll see this happen again, regardless if Holiday in the Park comes back or not.
We'll keep it alive.
Yes, we'll keep the spirit of one alive. James singing and walking. I even loaded up quite a few people with business cards in case people asked what the cause was and what we were doing. So I don't know if we picked up any new members from that or not, but it was
If
a
you're
good
here
time.
from that,
Closer to 10,000.
yeah, when we get to 10,000, so thinking about your friends, we have already said, because the last time we really were 2019 was when
Yep.
we really handed out pins. We had a few more last year that we ran, but we will do another run of the official Junkies pin. So if you don't have the pin yet, when we get to 10,000, we're ready. We're ready to do a run on them.
We're ready, yes. And speaking of pins and going back to the picnic, there is going to be a special edition pin for the picnic again for the first. I think we'll do 150 that show up this year.
Yeah. And I'm also, since I missed that pin trading event, we're looking at having some different stations of some different activities. So if you have pins and you're looking to trade, I'll bring my pin trading board and you can also trade some pins and buttons.
If anybody has some ideas for other tables they would like to see, send them our way.
Yeah. So far, I think we have a couple. So we have a pin trading table, and then I wanted to make actually a gratitude table. So we will have a gratitude table for you to, if you want to make a little card for a department or a specific area in the park, just to thank them, or even the park in general. We have so much gratitude for the opportunities we've had this year and the kind of season we've had. And it's just a great way we can collect, people can write cards and we can give them to the park at that point.
Yeah, I still don't have official word yet on what our presentation is going to be yet this year, but I'm promised
It's going to be hard to top last year.
Yeah, it's going to be
it's
really
going to
hard
be
to beat
extremely
last year.
hard to top, but I keep
I
being
can think
assured
of
that
only-
it's going to be fun.
And there will be probably raffle prizes like last year. Everyone that comes in there'll be raffle tickets and we will call them.
Do you think, Ashley, if there was going to be any special appearances that we would tell you who it's going to be?
We didn't even know last
We
year.
didn't even know Ringmaster was coming. That was a
Yeah,
complete
the-
surprise to our whole entire team.
Park's probably sitting there going, do they think that we would tell them, meaning the Junkies team?
Oh, Jim can have a tahine tasting table.
Don't encourage that insanity. We don't need to worry about Tay Jim.
I know, like from my house, like I have some prizes from a couple of years ago that have like the old logo. So I was like, I'll bring those. We're thinking of putting together last year we had a selfie challenge of finding the moderators. It's a little late to do that, but I think some kind of scavenger hunt or challenge. And we're thinking even some trivia that we can do just to have fun.
And
the winner will be announced at the picnic.
Yeah. And just to explain this up a little bit, like last year they did a presentation on the future or the some of the haunted houses and the history of them and the storylines of them. And frankly, I've always just shown up and walked through the haunted house, and I never even attempted to connect a dot from year to year to year. And then I learned, and my eyes were open to the fact that each of these things is a storyline. Each of these things is a movie, a script playing out. The one that sticks in my memory right now, right here to the dogs, is when one of them was filled with eggs, and then the next year it had baby aliens, and the next year it had bigger aliens, and I just never connected it. And so cool to hear that someone is behind the scenes writing this up and thinking this through. And now it's really increased my enjoyment of haunted houses entirely, because now I'm kind of looking for things, whereas before it was, just look around the corner, is someone going to jump out and scare me? Really enjoyed it.
There we go. It helps if I unmute myself. I just seen it pop on the screen. You're muted. There's quite a few junkies this year that will be working at Fright Fest, so you might get scared by a fellow junkie. So do we want to move on? Anything else about the picnic? Anything else holiday in the park related?
If you're on the fence about the picnic, do it. I'm someone who gets a little bit of social anxiety. If you're a social anxiety person, just do it. It's family. We have so many wonderful members who, if they see someone sitting on their own, will come up and introduce themselves and welcome you in. Just, come. You might see a familiar face that you've walked by so many times during the park. You never knew that there was that connection.
Yeah. It's also, kind of your attempt at character dining, because, we had some characters last year walking around.
They put a nice picnic spread. It's a nice Sunday afternoon. It is the only character dining that there is currently at the park. So it's a bargain at whatever, $18.
$18.83.
They put the big ice cream chest out so you can get some ice cream novelties. And the spread is always so nice.
And the best part is when you purchase the tickets, either just the meal or the full-blown package, there is no processing fee. So you don't need to worry about that $13 processing fee off of a, one-day ticket you're trying to purchase. So we do have sort of one more event coming up this week to commemorate the ending of KINETIC, which I wish we really would have had a live sooner to review this, but now's the perfect time. And for those who aren't familiar with KINETIC, I've got a short clip that I received from the park with our media kit when this came out. So let's go ahead and just let this play if you're not familiar with this show. I think really to sum up the show is that photo I posted by Espen from Sunday with just the jaw drop, like, wow. I mean, from the songs to the high energy dancing choreography that is going on there. I'd be beat after the first show if I was like a performer. I'd be down probably for the rest of the week with all sorts of aches and pains.
And as the resident old guy, I really appreciate the fact that they threw this back into that mid-'80s era, because that was my childhood right there, and they really kind of did a great job with that.
It did remind me of some of the old school Grand Music Hall shows that I saw growing up. It was great.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, this show actually was supposed to debut back in 2020, but we all know what happened then, and park kind of closed, shut down, and luckily the show was able to be revived and came back, and it's just simply amazing. So you still have time to see KINETIC. It is running.
It has the largest cast ever to grace Grand Music Hall stage.
Yeah, so the show will be running. Tomorrow's Wednesday. There are no shows tomorrow, but Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Jamie is arranging an event for the final showing of KINETIC. What time is that going to be at, Jamie?
I believe it's 3:15 on Sunday.
Okay.
Is 3:15 the final show?
No, the final one is what, 6:30?
Okay.
6:30.
I better check the time on that.
Yeah, but we have a whole bunch of
Sunday times.
a whole bunch of junkies gathered for the very first show, so we're going to do it again for the final show.
6:30.
Maybe we should wear our best 80s gear, Brett.
There you go. I still probably have some parachute pants sitting around.
Definitely wear Six Flags Park gear or Junkies gear. I love the dress up. Do something. I don't know if I have anything 80s with me.
Well, most of my wardrobe is still from that era. No, I'm not a big show person, and I've seen Kinetic 3-4 times, and I'm really hoping to see it a few more before it goes away. They really.
I've
it's
still
so
only
full
seen
of
it
energy.
once.
Oh no!
Maybe it's the 6:30 show. It's not the 3:15.
It's a
6:30 show.
Yeah, the 6:30 show is the event.
But we
Yeah, I know.
could gather for a meal before that.
We could. We can, maybe for a meal around 4:30ish, 5. I don't know.
Yeah, but then we would miss the final party gras, and I know Ashley, and I know me. That's not going to happen.
Uh-oh.
Let's eat in Orleans. I always say that is almost like a second food court because there's Bourbon Street Cafe is there. I mean, we don't have mac and cheese, but we have Pizza Orleans. You have Johnny Rockets. You have Bourbon Street. There's snack stands. We could eat on that side.
So we could
Or if you
eat
really
that
want the
one.
mac and cheese, just bring it over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can easily grab pasta if you really wanted pasta or a meatball sub.
I could do a milkshake for lunch.
Yeah, that's true.
That we haven't gathered on that side, so we could gather on that. That could be fun. We could eat some beignets.
And we must juicy wiggle.
I might actually juicy wiggle. We'll see. I have to get warmed up for the school year.
But yeah, if you've not seen the show, definitely check it out. And we just, between the choreography and then just the stunt performances with the scooters and that wall with the trampoline, that's just freaking amazing.
And
So-
the dude with the ring, yeah.
When I went to Great Adventure around Thanksgiving time, they had very similar acts. I don't know if they were the same people, but they had the ring, they had the walls. But it wasn't done with the same finesse and like the production value. Much better at our park. So I really enjoyed just like the look of just everything going on. Was great. So must wiggle.
Hey, for those that don't know, we did play that at our wedding reception, and we had quite a few people doing the juicy wiggle.
And I believe I participated in it then, so I have wiggled before.
I think Brent even wiggled on that
I
one.
believe that happened once.
All the junkies that were at our wedding did it.
I think the DJ was looking at us like, don't really know what's going on right now. But
Yeah, very much so.
That and when we all came out on the dance floor for the time warp.
Oh, that too. Yeah. Yes. Agreed. 100%, James. I think I'm fighting you there, Brent. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh no, go ahead. I'm over in the.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
I brought you in to produce these shows, so I need to
Yeah.
just stop
Oh
clicking,
no. Here we go.
tie my hands together, and stop touching things.
Love it, Caitlin.
For sure.
Oh, and we have full videos from Party Gras. And
Awesome.
yeah, someone, I believe there was even a request for one of those. I'll have to talk to that person.
Yeah, I know that we are still looking for the block party video from the 23rd. So if anyone happens to have that, please let me know. We have one of the performers who is looking for a copy of that video if we have it. So I know some of you who are there, you're always videoing, so maybe we'll get lucky and someone have it. Thought we
So
were.
no, it's Saturday, so Vita wasn't there, so she's out. Otherwise, she would have the whole thing.
So is Sunday also the end of the other shows, or are some continuing?
I believe it's the end of all. I don't know for 100% fact, but I believe it's the end for all
So
because they
people
start
should plan to stay.
rehearsals for Fright Fest.
Yeah, people should plan to stay for block party at the end of the night. If you're a real junkie, you stay you stay for block party,
stay
which
to the
I
end.
haven't done yet. Okay, block party's over. I figured all shows. Yeah, so that is a good day to catch them. There's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday left. And then you start to see them they take the marquee off of the Grand Music Hall and start getting ready for the next round. Things are winding down. Also, if we get to August and then we start to the Fright Fest feel like it starts earlier and earlier every year. It's not really true. But thinking of Hurricane Harbor, we're running out of weekdays for Hurricane Harbor.
Next week is the last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, James just checked, so no shows after the 7th.
So if you haven't been in the pool yet and you want to have that Hurricane Harbor day, that's the time is coming, and they just the days are numbered for that.
But go get on Tsunami now. The rafts are there.
They're
Yes, there
there.
are plenty of rafts, which I caught a photo of the other day, so we know those are there. I know this is really probably dating myself, and Sarah, you probably remember this, and Brent, but remember when the season ended right after Labor Day? Before Fright Fest was a thing?
Vaguely, because I think I was 10 the last time that happened.
Very, very vaguely. All I know is that it's a long Chicago winter, and I just back up to Jamie's sweatshirt there. It's a long winter, and if anybody is pulling strings from a place that has nice weather, come spend a winter here and then decide whether or not you can make something of that property during the cold
We wear
months.
shorts in Chicago and grill when it gets to be 32. That's grilling. After we wear shorts at 50.
And in the middle of the winter, we pay money to drive our car down a street with some lights on it because we are that kind of stir crazy.
Well, with the shorts in the winter, I mean, I've seen some of the I've seen my own child who just graduated. And I've seen students at Laura's high school that they just wear shorts all year round.
You won't find a high schooler or middle schooler with a coat on unless it's negative. Then it's got to be a lot negative. But I mean, if Six Flags isn't taking money from people looking to either drive through to see some lights or walk through and see some lights, then Botanic Garden will take it all, or Brookfield Zoo will take it all, or Lincoln Park Zoo. They'll just take it all. So if Six Flags wants to just give it to all of them, then that's fine. But anyone in Texas that wants to come up and enjoy an event with us, we'd walk them through.
I don't want to go south if I don't have to in the cold, drive all that way unless I'm going to Holiday in the Park. So I'll have to keep all my money in Wisconsin then.
Well, the thing is too, if we get Holiday in the Park, we get authentic holiday winter, have a chance of snow. Whereas if we go down south, we can walk around in the 60s and 70s and really not feel Christmassy.
Yeah. It's just part of traditions around here now. And it'd be sad to see it go. It'd be sad for them to give up that opportunity, just give it to the places further south.
Well, the thing is too, I don't think the event didn't get full justice. I mean, we had to deal with it during COVID. So you kind of lost a year of that, of everything in mask and watching every single show outdoors.
That was cool.
That was actually my favorite. Was the year with no rides was actually my favorite, and it was packed. But I don't know that it was packed more, but it was packed just because there were so many stages everywhere. But I really liked that one. Because I really think that there's a mental thing that says, oh, I'm riding. I don't want to go to Six Flags. I'm going to maintain that there was a mental thing. I don't want to go to Six Flags and ride a roller coaster in the cold, that I'm too cold. But then I'm going to walk around Six Flags and have holiday cheer. Oh, there aren't roller coasters. Oh, I can stay warm. That I really do feel like there was a psychological thing. I don't know, a marketing thing that made it more appealing when there weren't rides, because I think rides make people feel cold. Not the like enthusiasts. You guys will ride rides at any temperature, but like GP, average person, like I want to feel warm and fuzzy. I'm not going in Raging Bull.
I don't know. There was something cool about it. Like my kids just got so into the one day it was ice raining and it was downright painful. I mean, legitimate pain riding the roller coasters. And then it just became like a little bit of a Chicago thing as we're going to do this. It was so fun.
Yeah, I don't do coasters in the cold.
And my favorite picture is of Zoe on Raging Bull, and she has her jacket pulled, and all you see is her nose. But she was on it December 23rd.
I'm just kind of looking through the comments here, so if I see anything.
And I'll stop screwing around with the banners.
Any questions? I think.
Yeah, are there any questions on anything that we can answer that's within our control, or that we actually have answers to?
Melissa said she had one off topic and she would ask at the end, but I'm not sure she registered so that it would come.
That's okay. We'll take that question. If I see some Facebook user ones, we'll take those. Okay. So go ahead and type away.
I'll try to get you some names if I can catch it just on the Facebook stream.
Okay, Melissa, yes. I know you said you have a question. You just typed it, but what's the question?
So we'll give her a second there. She might be.
No one's upset about shows being canceled. The shows aren't canceled.
Yeah, no one's canceling any shows.
We don't have. If there's no Holiday in Park, we won't have Holiday in Park shows. But like the shows that are ending on the 7th, it's not because they're canceled. We don't want to. It seems really early, but some of the cast doesn't stay here locally. They have to go back to school, or they have other places that they need to be. Generally, the shows end. They always end the first week of August.
Yeah, and they come to an end. It's not that canceled. You got to think some of the casts are returning to school. Plus, they also have to start. Like we brought up, they need to start the whole rehearsal process for the Fright Fest shows. So.
Yeah, so no one don't write a letter to the park and why did you cancel?
Why did you cancel the shows?
They didn't. All good things have to come to an end and start a new season, and that's just all that it is.
Here's a question up from Melissa Hirschman.
Oh. So you don't need to do so. There is no limit for your discount, and you can do that at the park. And I believe they can do it in one transaction. If they can't, then they'll make you do 3. But sometimes it flags something in a credit card, so I would try not to do 3 identical transactions. We have amazing wizards over at Guest Relations. If they can make it happen in the easiest way possible, they're going to do it. If they can't, they're pretty open about what they can't do. But every time I've looked at any of the wording for our membership discounts is that they are unlimited. So we don't know what the Fright Fest is generally the same amount, but it's going to be off of the gate price. We don't know, we've been sending people to the best deal right now, which is actually membership rewards. If you are part of any organization that uses membership rewards or member rewards, it's not a Six Flags program. Six Flags actually does. They do offer it, so you can actually go into my benefits and buy this discounted tickets that people are saying are Sam's Club tickets. You can actually buy them through Six Flags, which is kind of funny. I can get them through my union is set up that way, banks, lots of them. But yeah. Expected crowd levels for Fright Fest.
From Bradley Michael.
So my
I think it's
crystal
hard
ball-
to say.
Yeah, I don't know. Because there's some variables that have never been there before. So last year there were a lot of people who were using passes that were from 2020. So, they didn't really have any skin in the game. And now we have thrill passes that have a blockout date from most of this. Which of the Saturdays? Is it the last 3 Saturdays or the
It's the last 3 Saturdays of Fright Fest.
So, but just knowing traditionally people don't blink an eye about having to purchase a Fright Fest ticket.
No.
So Halloween is pretty popular. As long as the weather is not as long as it's not like cold and rainy, it can be just cold. It'll still bring out the people. So I still expect it to be busy those last 2 weekends at least.
I mean, maybe not as busy as where they closed down the park and no one else is getting in, considering how low attendance has been now. But I don't think we could even imagine if it's going to be that busy again.
Although this week, looking at the parking lot just now, it's not too far behind where it was at this time. But yeah, I don't know. Last year was the first year we had really hit capacity for a while. So I don't think it's going to be uncomfortably busy, but it'll be popular. That's that's what I can see, and I don't have any internal information.
I know Vita asked about the video. It does need to be specifically from that night. Not sure why, but was asked.
Security isn't using the switchbacks again. Today people were lining up in the street. That is not acceptable. I'll say again, when it becomes a safety issue, I understand staffing. I understand a lot of things, but when it becomes safety or health, that is not acceptable. So I don't know who did it or who missed the boat. And I know that it's probably, if that happened for just a minute, it wasn't intentional. It was probably that there were people on, they're doing their thing and they couldn't see when the line's coming at you, you can't see how long that line is. So probably staffing, but it is absolutely 100% unacceptable to ever have people lined up in the parking lot without somebody keeping an eye on cars. But it's Six Flags' insurance, not mine. So.
Any other questions out there? Now's the time to ask.
How many do we have signed up for our Coaster Challenge team yet? Are we looking for some more members for Junkies?
Yes, we can definitely use some more Junkies on there, and we'll make sure that we post kind of the link how to join the team. But yeah, and like I said, I've said this all along. I said this all last year too. It's either if you join our team, if you create your own team, if you do it solo, all the money's going to the same spot. So it's not like if you join our team and we raise X, there's certain prices. There's no award for being the largest team or the team with the the most in donations. It just all goes to an amazing cause, Special Olympics, and again, that's very close to us here, especially with Laura being a Special Olympics coach. And I've had the opportunity to attend some of these practices and meet some of these athletes, and they're amazing kids.
And I know that Six Flags as a company has always been very generous and welcoming of Special Olympics athletes and their families. Oh, a new funnel cake review. I've seen the pictures of it. I just can't find anyone to share one with me. So is that the one with the waffle cake or waffle cone and the caramel on it?
I'm thinking that's the one it was.
Yum.
Jim, just get an Apple AirTag, put it on him, and you will never lose him.
Yeah, you could just
Because the next time you frantically come up to us saying that you need to use my phone because you lost your phone with your dad and you can't find him, I'm going to just walk the other way. Make you find him. I mean, I can understand losing.
He didn't lose his dad. He knew his dad was with me. That's not fair.
Yeah, I can understand losing somebody once. Okay, I can understand twice. It gets questionable. Once you hit like 3 times, losing the poor guy in the park, that's a problem.
Isn't he at like 5?
I think he is. He's trying to kiss up and say that my mom is nicer.
Rebecca, we don't know what the goal yet is for the picnic in order to get a prize.
Yep, we'll talk about it probably, right? We'll probably release something soon. I have an idea, but I don't want to we won't formulate it here because there's a lot of logistics.
Yeah, things that we need to cover. But as soon as we come up with that kind of contest, we'll get it posted, and sooner than later, considering the picnic is a few weeks away now.
Yeah.
And planning ahead, I don't know if I'm going to be shot for this or say whatever, but I really don't think we're Diamond Elites are any longer going to get a free haunted house wristband. I think that's gone away with all the other good perks that they've removed from us. So hopefully they still offer a season haunted house pass so that we can partake and give the park some money that way.
Well, I worry about that one, but I also know that would be like a benefit that they would have to replace under their terms of service because it's a major benefit. And so every year we hear that what's that?
There's no talk of it.
Every year we run into this.
It's not offered to the whatever the ultimate pass or the highest level pass.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not going to lose hope on it because I feel like the last 3 years we've run into, did it disappear? Did it disappear? And then it shows up.
Please
I'm going to be a little Pollyanna. I'm going to be a little Pollyanna on it because it is a major benefit. And I just have hope that if someone were to remove a major benefit and when the terms of service says it should be replaced by something comparable, I just have hope that the right thing would happen.
Prove me wrong, please. Prove me wrong.
Last year we didn't know pricing or anything. Bob, it was like 2 days before Fright Fest.
Yes, that we actually seen the pricing and
yeah,
and then also had to go through the whole thing that is now available that you do through the your phone.
Yeah,
with your tickets, they weren't doing the wristband, so that it was a very last minute thing with the prices that came out.
And they were super wonderful about telling us that they would send it to us as soon as it was made public. So they were super great about it, but they didn't. My gut or my feeling about it last year was that they didn't know. They were waiting for somebody higher up to decide. So I don't want to start the rumor that it's not being there. I guess, expect the worst, hope for the best. So yeah, but to me, that's a major benefit. And if you remove it, we still do have a contract and they work both ways. So we pay our money and that's our part of the contract. And they have some wiggle room, but they would have to replace it. So yeah, Mike, I don't know what happened with Rapids. That was a tease, wasn't it?
Very short-lived.
So if you got on Rapids this year, you got a credit that not a lot of people have. You can be like, I got on Rapids.
Well, it's even bigger credit if you can say you wrote Aquaman. You wrote Aquaman and Rapids.
Oh, I only have Aquaman credit this year. I like loggers better anyway. It's like if you don't know the difference between Aquaman and loggers, it's basically just the drop.
Yeah.
So Aquaman goes straight down, and then loggers has like a bump. I actually find that I like loggers better. Ooh, Aquaman and loggers.
Okay.
Did anyone get Buccaneer Battle this year?
Dagger.
Yeah, I just want to remind everyone, no matter what happens with Fright Fest in terms of the haunted house passes and whatnot, if it stays, if it goes, remember that these decisions are not being made by our park. This is coming down from corporate,
Correct.
and generally they're receiving a memo a couple days prior saying this is what the new policy is, and they have to say yes, okay. So
and sometimes the policy will change 3 times or 4 times.
Yeah, so just remember, if you're going to throw some shade up there, don't hate on our park. They're not the ones making these decisions.
It's $ELIM. I don't work for him. Yeah, it's not them, and we know that things change all the time and we adapt. So we have to be careful with the work this year, work like this last year. We will do our best. We keep our ears to the pavement. We try to, figure out what's going on. We ask. We have contacts, and we have no problem asking directly, and they have no problem telling us when they don't have information. And so we'll share what we know when we know it and when we're allowed to share it. And we will then immediately after we get information that is surprising or new, we as a team chat and strategize. Okay, how can we shape this for our members so it's not the end of the world? So we'll have strategies. We'll have things once we know what it is.
Yeah, sometimes things change, and Sarah, like you and I had to do at the beginning of the season, had to break down those new season passes, and
yeah, we sit there and we spend our time trying to understand it. So I know one of the things that we continually try to understand is those 4 meal passes, trying to understand. So sometimes when we ask you questions, like we'll see somebody report something happening, we're trying to discern if that's a policy change or if that's a training issue or if that's something that doesn't function right. So if we're asking follow-up questions, we're not challenging if it happened. We're actually just trying to understand so we can help other people. Like, did this happen today? Where did this happen? Has this happened before?
Absolutely. And one time I was asking a question. I had a friend in the park, and I was trying to get them to go repeat the exact steps just so we could find out how it went wrong. And yeah, absolutely. Never questioning, never saying, oh, that didn't happen. Just the more information in any sort of, debugging a computer or debugging a point of sale system, the more information you have, the better you can figure it out.
I will say one that comes up all the time, not just in our group, it comes up in other Six Flags parks, is you can't use a meal for a snack. And sometimes I learned when standing with one of my children yesterday, she actually texted me. She's like, they're not letting me use my meal for a snack. It was how she asked, or it was how she presented it. Because I think from the conversation that I had with the supervisor is they're getting a lot of people actually asking to use snack credits on meals, going the other way. So if you say, I have a meal credit, I would like to use it for a snack item, that worked, finally broke the barrier that my daughter was having. So I have a meal credit. I would like to use my meal credit on a snack item. And we showed big meal credit snack item, just because there's a lot of fast talking. There's a lot of moving around, and they're asked a lot of things that they can't do all day. Can I use a meal for this? Or can I use a snack for this? Even though it's not on there. So, and they're trying to do the right thing and not get in trouble. And we don't want anyone in trouble. And, it was simply how she asked. She's like, I want fries with a meal. And it just didn't register.
And I learned a trick from the supervisor that I was talking to someone, and I said, can I use my meal for the snack? And the person said no. And the supervisor walked up behind and said no. And then the supervisor said, hang on a minute, let me just try. Because if the system lets it, we can do it. And they tried, and it worked. So now my new thing is, can I use a meal for the snack? No. Would you mind trying? And then if the system declines them, the system declined them.
Yeah, well, this one actually, she tried that yesterday, and the employee, and again, I respect an employee who says this, said, I cannot try it without authorization from a supervisor.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But again, I respect that language. Don't want someone getting in trouble. But that's a big one. So I think some of that, there's just, you have to remember there are 2 different meal plans going on, or 3 different meal plans going on, because there's the one-day people have the one-day dining, and even within the meal plans, there's everyone's got something different. Be patient. We don't want to make it such a problem with those of us in legacy dining that they're like, let's just get rid of this, eliminate one. We don't want it eliminated. My cup melted this year and asked for a replacement if possible. Was told no. Said I'd buy one. Soup came and gave me a cup. Yeah, there's people who do magic. Yeah.
Okay, I've got the bat phone going off here with couple things that I am allowed to share. I know there's at least one of them on here to share. I'm waiting to get clarification on the other. So with the 4 meal plan program, that will not work as converting to a snack.
Yeah. And I
so
think
it's only the all season dining plan meal will work.
And I
for
suspect
converting a meal.
I suspect that's where the block is, because there's so many things going on.
So as long as you got the all season dining plan, you can use that meal for a snack.
You would be really silly to use the 4 meal dining. You would be the worst mathematician in the world.
Yeah, those effectively cost you $10 a meal.
Can I please
don't go get a
this
$4 snack with that.
Can I have some garlic knots?
Okay. And I did get clarification. I can mention this next item. I wish I can have the breaking news alert. Coming soon to Fiesta Fries, we are going to have walking tacos.
Yes.
Jamie, curb your enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love you, Dots guy.
There's your breaking news.
Breaking news. Again,
oh, you heard it here
tacos coming
first.
soon.
Well, I couldn't be more excited.
When does the food truck close up?
I'm trying to think. There is that last.
Don't use those words.
That last.
It's a family show.
Damn, there. I'm trying to. And better yet,
this year walking tacos. Yes.
And with the walking tacos, it's included on the all season dining plan.
Yeah. Doing that just for you, Laura.
I would love to ask a question. Will there ever be nachos at Macho Nacho?
You just never know who's watching these.
And where can I get the deep fried green beans all year long?
Ooh, yum.
Yes.
I'll make some in my air fryer. You can come over to my house.
Okay, deal.
Yeah, I am so excited now about that walking taco. That
Me too.
made my night.
So, it's going to be a legit bag of Fritos. Put all this.
I'm assuming the bag of Fritos or Doritos, which ever is your choice.
Will it have orange chicken on top, like in New Jersey?
Oh my god, it's got orange chicken. I'm out.
I hope it's real cheese and not nacho cheese.
Oh, I want all the slop in there. Everything.
Yeah, I'm
and
trying.
They make a specific bag for walking tacos. I don't know if that's what the park is.
Oh, have you seen them at Costco?
Yep.
Yeah.
Every year for our 4-H for our county fair, we always go get those, and someone will bring a crock pot and we make them, and it's just incredible.
All right, the food truck is running through August 14th. Just as I found the image of it, I seen somebody place that in the
okay.
in the chat. So
2 weeks.
2 weeks to enjoy the mac and cheese or the Italian beef, which I saw a few people the other day were saying was salty, but I've had it a few times. I don't think it tastes salty.
What, Italian beef?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple posts. comments
there
on that.
people who haven't put any peppers on it? Because maybe you need the pepper to
I've
balance
seen
it.
Brent's hand go up. Did you have a salty beef?
Salty. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I didn't make a big deal out of it, but I was sitting there going, "Wow, that's wow."
All right.
Yeah, so spread the news. Walking tacos are coming. Remember, you heard it first here from us.
We need to know what day, like we will, the day they come out, we'll go there and we'll all get one and we'll just walk around with them and like drum up business for it. Just like we
I'll
did
put,
with
if
Starbucks.
it's the middle of the workday, I'm just gonna put my turn teams on that I'm busy, and I'm gonna just head over to the park, grab a walking taco, and come back.
I'm gonna
There
have to
you
get
go,
one of
'cause you're
those
so
hats for my venties so that I can drink
Then
a
you have
straw
to walk
and use
with your
both
walking
hands.
taco.
I know
I
it's gotta happen
technically-
before I go back to school because, well, I think I go back to school, I think after we're not daily anymore, hopefully.
I mean, technically, you can walk from here to the park. There's questionable parts where there may or may not be some sidewalk on the route,
Welcome
and
to
also
Lake
depending
County.
on the route you go. So, but it is possible. I know that there was an individual at our graduation party that planned out a walking route to make it to the park if we weren't going to get there. So, I know it is possible.
It might take an hour.
Yeah, it might, depending how fast you walk.
There's a lot of walking once you get to the entrance to the park, though. I think people underestimate, like, you can get to the entrance, either entrance, and there is a significant amount you have to walk.
Oh, it is. There is. Yeah, the one thing I wish if they can change anything on the entrance, and this is something Laura and I have noticed twice now coming in off of Washington, when they close off the second booth, because you've only got that one booth, but they use both sides. There's times they're still leaving that one sign up that says both lanes are open when they're not. And people are flying up to use it, and then they're stuck. And it's like, well, how are you now going to get yourself moved over and get into this lane?
I still say the solution, because I get this is from, if somebody wants to go to Six Flags New England and still see how it works for preferred parking, so you can actually staff it in a way that makes sense, is making that a preferred parking entrance and checking. You just have a person that checks at the front, and right at Washington where they have a booth anyway, you scan in with and show your preferred, you go in and you scan in at the booth again, and they open right there, and there's parking.
I even just have a image here. I know you can't see it, but it says walking tacos on it. It's kind of the sign. There it is.
Oh, walking tacos.
But yeah, that was sent along with the news of that. So it's, not only do we get press releases, the bat phone goes off at times, and we're privy to some info. But we thank you, Dipping Dot Sky.
Thank you.
Any other questions on here?
Who's ready for some new merch?
My pocketbook is ready for humor.
Want some pins? Want some new
I would
merch?
love to see them release a Ringmaster pin. They came out with that, the one for Love at First Fright, a few seasons ago. I would love to see a Ringmaster pin.
But I think Love at First Fright is at more than just our park, where Ringmaster is only at our park. So I would doubt we would ever see that.
Well, I have a New Jersey Safari pin, and that's only at that park.
And you got to figure they have ride-specific pins too. So if they can do a ride,
Well, yes, you guys just like to prove me wrong.
We're just saying, like, well, if you said, I wish we had this, they probably would do it, because Jamie's like I wish. It would be so great to have.
Yeah, she should wish that they would save HITP then.
Right?
You forget that I have a marketing background. So it's like, marketing, advertising, throw that stuff out there. The more merch, the more logo.
Yeah, I feel like
visible.
last year the merch, I would buy a lot of them.
I think they would sell out quickly.
Yeah. I feel like we had like new merch designs all the time last year, but maybe it's because we had like all of the 2020 stuff that they were trying to get rid of. And we haven't
I don't know.
seen
We had stuff for Fright Fest last year, like coming in almost to like that last weekend. It seemed like every time you were in the
Yeah.
store, there was something new.
We did have the 2020 stuff though, because some of the stuff that was offered was what I bought at St. Louis in 2020 for their Fright Fest.
You
Got
know,
my
like the
long
end of
sleeve
last
Fright
year,
Fest shirt.
they had like those dry fit shirts near the end of the year too.
And I want to thank whoever's been buying for, just whoever's been buying for the merch this year. It's been really great to see. It's been really great to see so many sizes, so much size inclusivity. Thank you.
Wow. Maybe
Bob-
that's gonna be the picnic pin this year. I mean, heck, I've managed to make it to the park several times when I'm not even there. I mean, my
we
photos
should
end up.
make one of those big heads. We could make a big head Bob.
I know I was on one of the benches in the second clubhouse. I was at several events last year. My photo made it, so I'm surprised I'm not on a pin yet.
Okay. Volunteering for Coaster Challenge. If you have a disability, can you request a ride?
I don't think you. They kind of tell you go here, you go here. Because you're going to be standing at the exit of the ride. You're not.
No, I know what she's asking though. Because some people can't be in the sun, and some people if you need a certain accommodation, if you need an accommodation, you can always ask.
Or if not, another member might be willing to switch with you who was on that ride. I would switch if that was me.
Yeah, I mean, if Caitlin, if you're worried that you have to walk up, to the ride entrance, you're going nowhere near that. You're going to be literally at the exit before you're stepping out into the midway.
And they have chairs there for you to sit. But feel free to talk to us if there's a specific question on it.
If you don't want to be as busy and you want just pick it, they always need people for the later spots. Pick a later spot. You won't be as busy, and you actually just kind of sit and smile and wait for people to come up.
Yeah, and just cheer them on as they're walking by.
Ooh, Fright Fest. We love Fright Fest.
Right now, I'm going to be on the bobblehead. Which is awesome.
All right.
Bob has his own fan club.
I wonder who's going to be Hag this year. Then I can call you out for your $3 OnlyFans.
My $3,000 donation to Hag's OnlyFans. Yes. It might get up to 6 this year. Who knows? We'll see.
Chris Kennedy was hoping for a 4XL glow in the dark shirt. I think they had them. They at least had 3XL. Oh.
Aww.
Well, she has to get ready with her costume.
She had a mini ringmaster costume. There's several mini ringmasters in this group, which is so awesome. Yes, Ghost Jamrocks. Laura's only giving me a thumbs down because her mom worked at the
our tribal.
one of our tribal schools. So
I'll give my loyalty to Laura.
All right.
figures, typical Packer fans.
Buy your tickets for the picnic.
Yes, buy your tickets for the picnic before they are gone. Need that promo code. Again, just message any of these lovely faces that you see
If
here.
you've never come to something, bring a crew to the picnic. At least you get a great meal and you get a great presentation and a really low risk introduction to other people in our group.
Yep, and Jim Wishner will welcome you in. He loves talking with people. He claims to be shy, but that
He's
has
going
been
to give
proven a lie.
his shirt away to the shyest person.
Yeah, he said he's going to do that. We'll see. I mean, they have to be able to fit in like a boy's medium shirt.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for sticking around with us. If you stayed the whole hour and 20 minutes here that we've been rambling on, but it's been a while, so we had to kind of catch up. And I know we said it before, we're trying to do these more often, but we kind of need content to kind of do these live. So I guarantee we'll have one probably reviewing, maybe talking about the picnic, maybe depending what news kind of comes out. We'll definitely review Fright Fest once that.
We can have one whole on the walking taco, one whole review of the walking taco.
Yes, one whole review. We might need video reviews.
Yeah, we might show up live sometime in the next couple of weeks from the park. Whoever, we might show up some evening. You never know.
You just never know what we're in store. We have some idea. We've talked some ideas on stuff that we want to do. We just gotta kind of make
These
it.
are these next 2 weeks, especially when there aren't any shows. Maybe we can make some of them happen.
Yep.
Can't wait to see some of you on Sunday for the final show.
Yes, be there or be square.
Or we forgive you if you already have plans.
And what are we
All
gonna do?
right.
We're gonna peace out, rock on, and have a Six Flags day.
Six Flags night.
Six Flags night. All right, everyone. That does it for this episode. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you.